Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 12th of May 2021. This is the series where we go over the Shrine of Secrets in Dead by Daylight. There are 2 killer perks and 2 survivor perks. We go over what they do, how they work, how the perk changes as you tear it up, what characters they come with, and at the end I will give my thoughts on which ones you should buy with iridescent shards. This basically is a system to rotate perks in and out of it every week. And it's up to you if you want to buy one for all your characters to unlock in the future and the blood webs. But you don't have to. This series is kind of here for me to guide you on which ones, not to tell you which one, well, kind of is, but obviously you can make your own choice, but it's mainly like which ones are actually going to serve you well and do useful things in your matches, other than ones that, you know, a lot of them are just there to look cool in your inventory. A lot of them I've never even used, and they're just there to, like, you know, fill up my perk space. So yeah, this is just my opinion. This is what I think of these perks. I've been playing for a long time, so not what I say goes. You might have a different thought about these perks, but for the most part it's just to be like, you know, this perk's going to do a lot for you, this perk isn't going to do anything for you. So we're going to get started, I think. First of all, we have Babysitter, which is a Steve perk, and I've had Steve as a character since the Stranger Things chapter came out, and I still, to this day, have not even touched him, because his perks are not very good. Babysitter will have it so when you unhook a survivor, it doesn't matter if it's in a terror radius or not, but just unhooking anyone will make them leave no scratch marks or blood trails for the next 4 seconds, which at tier 2 is 6 seconds and tier 3 is 8 seconds, and you see the killer's aura and the killer sees your aura for 4 seconds. So this one's not very useful. This is basically a weaker version of Borrowed Time. It also seems like a mutant hybrid of Off the Record, saying that I think this came out before Zarina. Yeah, it did. So technically Off the Record is like a mutant hybrid of this, where they're all basically just kind of doing things once someone gets rescued. This one isn't very useful. Again, Borrowed Time is a lot better than this. Off the Record only applies to when you get unhooked. But still, this one has, so they don't leave scratch marks. So I guess you could use it with Borrowed Time, just to be extra secure. But now Borrowed Time doesn't have to be in the killer's terror radius for it to work. So you're better off just using that. Also, this is one of those perks where they just have that stupid ass aura reveal thing, which is a really annoying, like, trends they do with some perks, like Breakdown and like Better Together, where they can't really think of what else the perk can do, so they just give a random aura reveal. I think Buckle Up does it as well, one of Ash's perks, but they just add a really pointless aura thing for no reason. I don't get why. But yeah, so the killer sees you and you see them for 4 seconds. That can be kind of good, I guess. But yeah, overall this perk's not very useful. It's not very good. You won't be getting much use of it, to be honest. Next up we have Monitor and Abuse, which is a Doctor perk. This is a really good perk, actually. So while in the chase, your terror radius is increased by 8 meters, and otherwise your terror radius is decreased by 8 meters, and your field of view is increased by 3 degrees. At tier 2, this is 5 degrees, and tier 3, that is 10 degrees, so it goes up quite a lot. This one's good. This one is good on its own with killers who have naturally smaller terror radius. Killers like Deathslinger, Spirit, and Trickster will have 24 meter terror radius as base instead of the normal 32. So if you use this perk of that, they then have a 16 meter terror radius, which is the same as tier 2 Michael. So that's pretty crazy. That makes for a lot of good plays. Deathslinger especially, I see every Deathslinger I play against with Monitor. It's good. But even if you're not using it on a killer who has 24 meter terror radius, on one that has 32 meters, it's still good, because it still kind of covers your approach a little bit more. Because, like, you'll notice, like, when you're in chase as well, and also because you'll be, like, you know, far away from the killer or close to them, and you still won't hear the terror radius, so you'll be like, oh wait, has he got Monitor? Pardon me. So I think even on killers who do have base 32 meter terror radiuses, it's still really good, but obviously this will shine on killers with smaller ones. You can also combine this with Infectious Fright, because the terror radius is increased by 8 meters in a chase. when you down someone, because I think Infectious Fright is your terror radius, isn't it? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it is. I completely forgot them. No, I think it is. It's in your terror radius. But you'll get an extra 8 meters on it as well, because of this perk. So I'm using this on Oni. I'm an Oni main, and I use that combo, and it is lethal. But yeah, I think overall it's good in general. It's really good on low terror radius killers, and again with Infectious, if you're one of those killers who needs to track. It's amazing. This perk's really good. Next up we have No Miver, which is a David perk, and once again this is not very good. This will make you broken for the entire match, which means you stay injured. You cannot heal past injured. It'll keep you injured. However, at the same time, you'll get some, quote, benefits from this. You don't leave pools of blood at all. Grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 0% at any time. At tier 2, that's 25%, and tier 3, that's 50%. And it grants the ability to fully recover from the dying state. For one, this perk, obviously, you'll be injured for the entire game. So if you're not good at chase, then you're just going to get tunneled and killed, basically. Even then, even if you are good at chase, you will probably still get tunneled a bit. But the point of this is kind of like, you know, if you're a good looper, you'll kind of get rewarded for it, basically. But like I said, the rewards, quotes, aren't very good, because killers can see that you have No Miver, and you know, if people are aware of this perk, which, you know, they especially will be now because it's on the shrine, people will know that No Miver lets you fully recover from the dying state, so you won't be slugged to be able to fully recover from the dying state. You know what I mean? It's like, because they'll know that you can basically unbreakable them, so they'll just pick you up. They won't leave you on the ground because they know that you can pick yourself up. So that kind of falls flat. Also, the grunts of pain part, why does that only go up to 50%? Why does that only go up to 50%? That means you have to use Iron Will with this. But I mean, you can still use it base just by itself, but still, that's not Iron Will tier 3 is 100%. I think it's Iron Will tier 1, that's 50%. So it doesn't even fully hide your grunts of pain, which, as someone who's injured for the entire match, that's a bit shit. Overall, this isn't very good. It's not that useful. Killers will know you have it, and you won't make good use of it, basically. Especially again if they have more, if they've bloody seen the description of this perk, they're not going to let you use your fully recover. And again, with like the grunts of pain, it's cool that you don't need pools of blood, but if you still make grunts of pain, even if it is reduced by 50%, they can still hear you, so they won't need to follow pools of blood, because they can follow your grunts of pain. You know what I mean? Like, what? I don't know, man. It's bloody weird. Finally, we have Surveillance, which is a pig perk, and this is pretty underrated. I feel like people don't really give this enough credit. I think this is a really good tracking perk. Again, I mean, I still use things like Infectious and things, but this is still like really good. This is like one of the best. Any repressing generator or regressing generator will be triggered, highlighted. Sorry, literally thought that said triggered. It will be highlighted by a white aura, and if the regression is interrupted at any point on a generator, it will be highlighted by a yellow aura for 8 seconds. It's tier 2, that's 12 seconds. Tier 3 is 16 seconds. And noises created by generator repairs are audible at an additional 8 meters. So, you kick a gen, or you have a gen regressed by Ruin, for example, and the generator's aura is white, and then if someone comes to tap it, or again if it's Ruin and they stay on it, it'll go yellow, so you'll know the exact second that someone touches that gen and goes back to it. This is really good with Ruin and Undying. It was really good with OG Undying. Surveillance, Ruin, Undying back then was really powerful, but even now, today, it's still really fucking good. And even if you are just using Surveillance and Ruin itself, it's still effective, because you get people off gens, they run away, and then it immediately starts regressing, and the aura goes white, and you'll know the exact second that someone touches that. You have to keep an eye on these auras though, because it does stay yellow for 16 seconds, but after that it will go back to red. So if you miss that point and you just see it red, you won't know how long they've been on that gen for, so then you won't know. So you might get there and then it's basically done. So you have to kind of keep an eye on things like that. But other than that, this is really solid. This is a really good perk. Even Surge, I would say. Again, even even this perk by itself is really good. But again, especially if you combine with Ruin, Undying, Surge, Oppression I just thought of as well. Oppression would do it. Oppression makes you lose loads of progress as well. Anything like that. But again, even by itself, it's solid. This is a really good perk. The Generator Repair thing is kind of pointless, but this does counter Technician, which hides noises by 8 meters, but this makes you hear it at 8 meters, so basically completely counter that factor of Technician. But again, who the fuck is using Technician in 2021, you know what I mean? But no, it's solid. This is a really good perk. So if I had to go over which ones I think you should buy, for Survivor, I'm not going to say any. Don't put 2,000 shards on fucking Babysitter or Gnome either. Steve, like I said, I've had Steve for so long and I still haven't even leveled him up to level 2. So I need to do that someday, but his perks aren't worth it. David also has Dead Hard and also Weird Geller Forever, so maybe just get David, but even then, it's not much of a priority. Gnome either especially is not a priority. Monitor and Abuse. I would say maybe get this if you're interested. But also, if you don't plan on leveling up or buying Doctor, then definitely get this, because Doctor also has Overcharge and Overwhelming Presence, which aren't very good perks. So, yeah, I would actually say buy this one if you don't plan on buying Doctor or leveling him up, because this is probably his best perk. Surveillance, I would probably say a similar thing, but Pig also has Make Your Choice, and Make Your Choice was on maybe last week or a few weeks before. Make Your Choice is also really good, so I'd probably just say buy any of these. If I had to choose one, I would choose Surveillance personally, but Monitor and Abuse especially, just because Doctor's other perks are really bad. Pig also has Hangman's Trick. Hangman's Trick isn't good at all. So again, maybe just buy this one as well if you don't plan on buying Pig. Again, Make Your Choice was on last week, so you could have got Make Your Choice then, and this one, and then you basically got Pig's best perks without having Pig at all. So, get the killer ones. Get the killer ones. Leave the survive ones. Yeah, that's going to do it for me. I hope you enjoyed. This shrine's pretty meh, but it's not bad, you know? Surveillance. We love Surveillance. I'm a stan for Surveillance. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.